Thomas Edison is best remembered as the inventor of the electric light bulb, but he first attracted great fame by creating the astounding machine that could record sound and play it back. In 1878, Edison dazzled crowds by appearing in public with his phonograph. It would be used to record people talking, singing, and even playing musical instruments. It's hard to imagine how shocked the crowd must have been. Newspaper reports of the time described fascinated listeners, and it became clear very quickly that the ability to record sounds might change the world. Just a year before, in 1877, Thomas Edison was known for having patented improvements to the telegraph, and he made machines that could record its transmission. However, it did not record the sounds of the dots and dashes, but rather notations of them, which were embossed onto paper. The concept of recording inspired him to wonder if sound itself could be recorded and played back. A French printer, Edouard Leon Scott de Martinville, had already devised a method by which he could record lines on paper that represented sounds. But the notations, called phonographs, were merely that, written records. The sounds could not be played back. Edison's vision was for a sound to be captured by some mechanical method and then played back. For months, he and his team worked to build a device that could score the vibrations into a recording medium. By November, they arrived at the concept of a rotating brass cylinder wrapped around in tinfoil. Sound is collected by a horn that is attached to a diaphragm. The vibrations in the air caused by sounds travel down the horn, causing the diaphragm to vibrate. When a handle is turned, the tin-covered cylinder rotates. The stylus that is connected to the diaphragm will then push into the foil and cut a groove, moving up and down, recording the vibrations. To play back the sound, the needle is put back at the start of the groove, and it would jolt up and down to follow the pattern as the handle was turned. As it moved about, it vibrated, and the noise of its vibration was amplified by the horn. Although the idea was quite simple, it was actually a triumph of engineering. The movement of the cylinders and the grooves had to be very accurately aligned for the machine to even work. Edison's first instinct was that the machine would be able to talk back, so he yelled the lyrics of "Mary Had a Little Lamb" into it as he turned the crank.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
This represented one of the first mechanical forms of read-write storage in our history. It formed the basis for many new inventions, as well as the whole sound recording industry today. And it changed the way our society perceives music, as people could now listen to whatever music they wanted, when they wanted, where they wanted, and for as long as they wanted, all in the comfort of their own homes. This turned music into something you could share, buy, or sell, and allowed people to analyze music, which was instrumental to the development of jazz music. Eventually, these fully mechanical forms of storage would evolve into vinyl, magnetic tapes, CDs, cassettes, hard drives, and much more. However, a relatively new storage technology that we have been using in the past few decades are solid-state drives or SSDs. While the cylinder can store a 2 to 3 minute recording, a 1 terabyte SSD can store 2 weeks of non-stop HD movies. In 1976, with efforts to create faster and more efficient storage systems, DataRam introduced the world's first solid-state drive, the bulk core. These drives were the size of microwaves and could hold a massive 2 megabytes of storage for the time being. Inside one of the many chips on an SSD are individual semiconductor memory cells called charge trap flashes or transistors, which are about 10 nanometers in size. They can store 3 bits of information by trapping different levels of electrons inside them, while fewer will represent a 111. More electrons will represent a 000, which computers can read and interpret into data that we can use, whether it be videos, applications, text, or music. There are also other types of memory cells that can contain 1, 2, or even 4 bits of memory, depending on the cost and the use. The remarkable thing is that these chips, the size of a dime, have over 8 billion memory cells inside them. They are also extremely fast. This is because there are no moving parts, unlike a hard drive which has to physically find the information on a spinning disk. This also means that they are much more quiet and that they are non-volatile, which means that they will still retain the data even though there's a break in the power supply. Many of you may not be completely familiar with the SSD, but most of our modern day-to-day devices use them. It is most likely that your laptop, phone, game console, digital camera, and thumb drives, just to name a few, all use SSDs. It has easily become one of the most important inventions in modern history. It has allowed engineers to develop cheaper, better, and more compact electronics. You can now have mobile phones that can store 10,000 times more data than a supercomputer in the 60s, while being just a fraction of the price. This has improved the lives of people all around the world, making life so much easier and more convenient. Faster forms of data storage have also led to multiple technological, scientific, and medical breakthroughs, pushing the limits of our computing power and allowing us to create advanced artificial intelligence and models that can help us solve problems in the future. But with the current rate of technological development, it won't be long before something new changes everything again. I hope you had fun watching my video, or at least learned something new. This is actually one of my first times recording and editing my own video, so that whole process was really fun. Anyways, thank you again for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.